Good evening, Patrick here. 8 Questions with have Cheater Will View, and welcome to the show. Um, it is a chilly day, but not overwhelmingly cold here. It's 40 degrees. I would be thinking it'd be sort of like springtime almost, except now they're calling for one more storm for this weekend. Supposed to snow on us a little bit. Uh, so we are still battling the weather. So, welcome to the show. We are interviewing actress Carol Lynn Fortin today. That's who we're going to be talking about. And she is a fine actress based out of Louisiana. Yep, that's right, Louisiana or Ohio, right? Super glad to have her here. Terrific actress. Has done a lot of horror films too. That's a really cool thing about it. She's done a movie called 100 Acre Wood. Uh, 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 the history of the history that haunts us, Dead of Night, Rose Skull. So fan base. I mean, there's all sorts of goodness here to talk about, and so we're glad to have her here. Hey, Anthony, how are you? You have 725 subs on your YouTube channel. All right, all right, all right. Um, Hopefully that will rise for you. That will rise for you. Uh, I don't know what I have. Hey Ricky. Hey Ricky, how are you, sir? Let's see. Dick Jones. That's right. That's right. Uh, I came by and dropped that off earlier. Hilarious. Uh, yeah, I was hoping. I'm hoping against hope that Pablo will come back soon. I definitely miss you two guys tearing it up. Hey, Maverick, how are you? How are you? Glad you're here. Hopefully, your stabathon went really well yesterday. I know that everybody will be going out to the midnight showings tonight of Scream 6. I think they start playing at 9 o'clock. So, yeah, back in the day, maybe about, I don't know, like maybe 10 years ago, or maybe a little bit, I don't know, 10 or 11 years, 12 years ago, they used to have actual midnight showings where you would show up on Thursday night for Friday and actually be able to see a movie at midnight. But they were very well attended. Everybody, I love midnight showings, but the theaters got tired of it, only because they had to pay the workers to stay after. So they slowly have eroded them to whereas I don't think they have very many midnight movies left at all. Not midnight openers like this at all. Now they move them at 9 o'clock, which I always felt was really stupid because um, I think what happens is that people come out of the theater at 9 o'clock, they go there at night and they come out, and there's a lot of problems with it that people were coming out yelling spoilers. Whereas the midnight show, when you came out, you weren't talking to anybody but the people you saw the movie with because you were coming out at 2 o'clock in the morning. And that's all you were going to talk about, is the movie you just saw. But I have heard many incidences where people come out of the theater and they start, like they start spoiling it for everybody. And this costs problems. It has cost more problems than people realize. There's a lot of tussles at theaters. I've seen a couple where that's happened at. People come out of a 9 o'clock showing and they'll come out yelling spoilers and get a beat down out of it. Nobody wants to know. Um, so yeah, uh, but we're here tonight, and we're going to be interviewing Carol Lynn Fortin. Will be here, and I'm so glad that she's here. We have been working hard. We have been working hard on the old calendar, and yeah, my calendar, my poor calendar. You should see it. Yes, he better come back. Yes, we need Pablo. Pablo, come back. Come back, Pablo. Come back. Shane, come back, Shane. My calendar has been beaten to ribbons here. If you saw my calendar, how it first started out to where it is now, um, yeah. Um, I'm not a drinking person at all, but I'm telling you, I feel like I want to have a Guinness tonight. I definitely want to have a Guinness, and I'm blaming Steven for that from House of Horrors. I'm blaming it all on him. My calendar's all messed up because of all of Steven. So Hey, Steven. Hey, what's up, buddy? Um, I caught your promo today, sir, for Sarah Booth. And that looks like it's going to be a really cute show. Looking forward to it. So here's what's going on. So this is what's happened. Like we didn't have a show yesterday because our show yesterday it got moved. It got moved. So got a show today. The show we have tomorrow got moved. It got moved. That's what I'm talking about. The show that we had on the 2nd of March, it got cut. It got canceled like hour. It got cut. Yeah. So I've already basically lost out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I had 7 shows. I've lost 3 of the 7. Not complaining, just saying how weird this is. And the thing is, I'm not immune to it. This is the nature of the beast, right? Um, our friend John from Doomsday Crypt, he saw that happen to him yesterday on DK and the B. They saw what happens. Working actors got to go where the work's at, right? And that's what happens. No fault of anybody else's. It just happens that way. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Okay, let me see if I can refresh this because it's not telling me what I need to know. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Uh, so I'll tell you what's coming on for sure. So today's show is coming on for sure. So on the next Monday, we're going to be interviewing Katie Grams will be here with us. Actress Katie Grams will be here with us on the 13th. On the 14th, we have actress Susan K. Chambers will be with us at 8 o'clock. On the 15th of the month, we have 2 shows. We have 2 shows next Wednesday. We have Mina Hatari will be here with us. And then at 2 o'clock, special start time, 2 o'clock, we're going to the UK. That's right. We're going to invade the United Kingdom. And so we're headed on over there to talk to Mina Hatry. And then we'll be talking to Bree Hill at 8 o'clock. Bree Hill will be here with us at 8 p.m. On the 16th, we have horror novelist Jennifer P. Tuck will be with us 8 o'clock. So, yep, can't wait for that. On the 17th, St. Patrick's Day, we have the cosplayer Vale will be here with us. And I've been talking her up, and I'm still talking her up because it's going to be an amazing show. An amazing show. On the 18th, we have a 4 p.m. matinee show with actress Annika Foster will be here with us at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 o'clock Pacific Time. So we're doing a matinee on Saturday 18th. That's right. I did an afternoon show because I didn't want to cross people's up. That's right, because that's the kind of people that we are here at 8 Questions with. On the 20th, we have Lola Vegas who will be here with us at 8 p.m. And she is one of the stars of Fable, the Witching Hour, Fables of the Witching Hour. She'll be here. That'll be awesome. Hey, Cassie, how are you? Glad you are here. Glad you are here. Yeah, I definitely want to talk to you, Cassie. I want to have you on the show in May, if you like to. I like you to. On the 21st, we have actress comedian Lauren Faulkner here will be with us. On the 22nd of March, we had rescheduled our friend Audrey Neal. She will be here with us on the 22nd at 8 p.m. On the 23rd, we'll see the return of Angel Bradford will be here with us. Now, on the 20th, our guest for tomorrow, August Kiss, we're hoping that she will be able to make the 24th. So we have our fingers crossed as well. She also let us know, too, that the remake of Killbots, which she did for Jim Warnowski, they had to come in there and they had to change it to Killbots or Murderbots. They had to change the name of it to Murderbots. Murderbots is Killbots, the remake, but they had to call it Murderbots. I'm sure that's probably has something to do with the legal name. That sucks. That sucks, actually. Murderbots is cool, but it's not the same as Killbots. Everybody knows what Killbots is. Okay, on the 27th of March, look, I'm reading this all the way out. On the 27th of March, we have podcasters in. That's right. I'm trying to get a few more podcasters in, and we have Jamie and Summer. They are also known as the Dolls of Horror, and they will be here at an early later time at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. We're going to be starting an hour later on Monday the 27th. So I'm really happy about that. On the 28th, we have makeup artist Jamie Apple will be with us. Yo, violence is life, huh? Yo. Uh, and then on the 30th of March, we have the return of the mighty Christy Adams from Nightmare Toys. She will be here with us to preview summer sales at Nightmare Toys and also talk about conventions because the end of March basically is the kickoff of convention season. People will be going to conventions from will be going to everywhere. Conventions are everywhere. They're getting and they're kicking off. That'll be a lot of fun. Rick is here from Underground Sobrosa, and he will be doing a lot of conventions, I'm sure, as well. I'm sure it'll be a little bit more easier this summer for the rest of the vendors and whatnot. So yeah, it's gonna be a pretty busy. It's gonna be a pretty busy a summer. I'm thinking. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Cassie. Uh, all right. So yeah, this has been a fun week so far. We had a great show with Emily Whitcomb, and then we had a terrific show with Becky Rue on Tuesday. A lot of fun. I do know that I do know I have to go back and watch it. I do know that Jake Jolly from Clay Zombies was a guest on Sledgehammer Horror yesterday, and yeah, congratulations. Oh, thank you. All right, that's a good thing. Okay, see Rick's throwing up the Rick's. I gotta throw up that counter here. Rick. Uh, So tonight, I sort of thought this tonight might be a little tough tonight to do the show, because I do know that the majority it seems like the majority of the community is going to be out and doing Scream Six. Um, I I like how people are keep on asking, what are your predict Scream Six, predict Scream Six. The only thing I can tell you right now is there's going to be a Scream Seven. How's that for a prediction? Um, I sort of wish they hadn't announced it though. You know, you sort of wish they hadn't because it's like it sort of makes it sort of anticlimactic when you go to a movie when you already know there's going to be a sequel to it. It's like, okay, well, we know that certain people are not going to die because you're going to carry them over. It's not like they're going to kill. You know, they're not going to kill Jenna Ortega. You know that already. They're not going to kill her. Um, let's see. Steven says he's seeing Scream Six tomorrow at the drive-in. So you already know that Jenna Ortega is not going to die. I guess so. We already know that. I think they're doing a swerve. I know they've already mentioned this. I already saw this on several sites. They mentioned in the reviews, which they probably shouldn't have, but they did mention a big star that was good. They're going to try to do the big star gets it in the first scene. I don't think that's going to happen. But the one thing I did see that I might be interesting is a daughter and father Ghostface team. But again, been there, done that. I don't know what they're going to be able to do. I don't know what they're going to be able to do to actually advance the story. I think it's just going to be a matter of the acting. It's going to be the cast. It's not going to be the story. It's going to be the cast that carries this movie. In past this first weekend. I mean, the first weekend everybody's going to go see it, but how will it do the second weekend? That's the true test of a good movie. Is not the first weekend, but the second weekend. Will the movie stay? Will it only drop a certain amount of percentage? You hope so. You really do hope so. Um, but we will see. It'll be very interesting to see that. Horror films tend not to stick around too much as far as the second weekend goes, but I'm hoping against hope that this isn't one of the cases. I'm hoping against hope. I don't know, maybe because I'm rooting for people. You know, maybe I'm rooting for people to, horror fans to have a good movie to go watch in the first weekend. I do know a lot of people are not going to the first weekend. Hi, Drew. How are you? I know a lot of people are. Yeah. Obviously, she won't. Yeah, right. But I still am forecasting. I still am calling for Sydney to pop up tomorrow in this movie. I'm telling you, Sydney will make it. She will make it. Um. Oh, hey, how you doing, Ed? Greetings, greetings. Um, I am forecasting that. I am saying that Sydney will be in the either the very last scene or in the mid credits, because you don't need a whole crew to film her role. You just need one or two people and maybe the director. All they have to do is go there, shoot for 2 or 3 minutes, and they got their shot. Nobody has to know about it. That's the beautiful thing about it. They don't. Nobody has to know. The only person that will know, other than the immediate crew, will be the editor. And believe me, I'm sure the director will be taking that in there, and they'll be taking that in there under the strictest secrets. And we're gonna get Sydney tomorrow. I'm telling you. Everybody I said that to makes fun of me, but I'm telling you, she's gonna pop up tomorrow. All right. Okay, I see that. I see that there's. I see it sticking again. Um. So, what else is going on in the world of today? Um, I did not check the news headlines this week. I did not check, so I did not know really what's going on. I've just been working hard and trying to get this month down, and yeah, it's been it's been it's been a tough one. Um, this has been a tough month, uh, but tonight, I will say this tonight, me and the cheetah will be heading downstairs to watch a new movie. We're going to be watching this and reviewing this for our good friend Hobbs Horror. We are going back across the pond to watch The Haunting at Hythe House. I have no idea what this is about. I know some of the people on the back. They made a Scarecrow series. Um, but they have made this movie here, and so I'm gonna go take a look at it. It's an ITM film right here. I've never heard of it, but I'm gonna go take a look at it as soon as this movie's over, or as soon as our interview is over. Um, it looks fun. It looks fun. I'm looking forward to it. All right. Let's see what else has been going on. Most of the time, most of the time, my guest is here. Um, we'll give her a couple minutes, because that's how it works. Okay. So who else is going this weekend to go see the movie? Are you guys over with? Are you guys over with it? Are you guys looking at anything else coming up this weekend? I know that I think 65 is coming out next weekend. I think it is. There's not much of a window between the big movies. I mean, it has started. May is generally the start of the movie season, summer movie season, but I think it started out early. I think March is now the new May. So a lot of the big movies are starting to roll out now. So yep, it'll be a lot of fun. Any conventions? Anybody going to any conventions? Uh, let's see. Rick says he went to saw Creed 3. Awesome. You know, I've heard nothing but good things about that. I've heard nothing but good things about that. I'm really disappointed that Sylvester Stallone did not, he trusted Michael B. Jordan to carry on the legacy of the movie. I think he needed to trust him a little bit more. Um, as far as that goes, he knew that he was going to damage the franchise. I know the third one sort of has that. The third one does sort of have that theme a little bit, has a little bit of that of the Rocky 3 theme, but I really uh, but I really like the idea. I like what they did with Creed 3. I like where they went with it. I think it was really cool. Let's see. Next con is one I'll be working again, but if I say it, you have to drink. Get John to say it for you. Rick is going to Monster Palooza. Where is Monster Palooza at? Isn't that in Illinois? Monster Palooza, is that Illinois or is that California? Yeah, you guys gonna have a ton of conventions this summer, Stephen. Florida will be off the chain. California, all right. Monster Palooza. That must be down in Los Angeles then. I couldn't believe when I read that my old hometown actually had a convention. That was crazy. Drew says he saw Creed 3 and thought it was good. I'm looking forward to it. Um, and the good thing about that is that movie will actually get a physical release. So I will be able to get that movie when it comes out. Okay, now we are getting into a little bit of, I don't know. Let me ping our guest and let them know that it is time for them to come up. All right. It could be because people are driving home. So sometimes that happens. Sometimes our guests a little bit late, but they'll be here. They'll be here. Thank you guys all for coming in and staying in. See, there is one in May that I want to go to, but I may be in Pennsylvania shooting his movie, so can't commit until I know the dates. I wish the hell you were. I wish the hell you were in Cocaine Shark, Stephen. Why didn't you call Mark and tell him to put you in Cocaine Shark? Carol Lynn is an actress based out of Louisiana. I believe she is based out of New Orleans. And the movies that she has appeared in are a movie called 100 Acre Wood, Red Bluff 2, For Human Sake, The History That Haunts Us, Dead of Night, where she plays a zombie. Count me in, take my money. She's in a movie called Vernon, a movie called Roll Skull, uh, one called The Mississippi Mummy. Mississippi Money, take my money. That's I'm sure Mississippi Mummy is probably one that Rick will be selling out of his booth. So yeah, so she's done a lot of independent features. Okay, hold on one second. I don't think she is here. Uh, wow, let me look. I don't No, not here. Hold on, hold on. Okay. All right. Okay. Doing a little bit of tech problems here, but we'll straighten that all out. That happens. That happens. Let's see. You see. Yeah. I wish I would have known that. Yeah. Maybe you'll be in the sequel. That's a possibility. Let's see. See. Drew ordered a Blu-ray movie from off Best Buy recently. I have. You know what? I just saw this site I never have visited before. Hello, Matt. How are you? I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. There is our guest. Woohoo! Hell yeah! I was about ready to go on that side, that 100 Acre Wood, to find her. Me and the cheetah.
Can you hear me?
We hear you.
Okay. Can you see me?
Cannot see you. We
Okay.
can hear you.
You can hear me. That's good. Let's see. Can't the cameras. There we go.
Yay!
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Okay. Me. Nope. Okay. All right. Testing 1, 2.
Okay.
Oh, I think I'm a little bit back. I'm feeding back on your side.
A little background noise on my side.
Yeah, do you hear the echo?
Okay. I don't hear the echo, but I wonder if I should go to a different part of my house.
Are you talking to your phone and coming out of the? Okay, turn down the sound on the.
Okay. Is that any better?
That is 100%.
Wonderful. So that's not as echoey.
Testing 1, 2.
Test.
That's not.
Is that
That's
better?
a lot better.
Okay, good.
All right, all right. So welcome to oh, I still hear you.
So should I go get my earbuds?
Yes.
Okay. Can
Please.
you put me on a pause?
Yeah. Yeah. You just leave it as it is, and go get your.
Okay.
I'll just keep
All right,
talking to the.
Okay. Thanks.
Hi, JJ. How are you? How are you? Yeah, that happens with echo. I do the same thing. I have my here where I'm talking into the phone, but I see the monitor. I have a computer, so I can see the monitor. I have to put the sound down on my computer and just rely on my phone. Yeah, yes, she is. She's definitely a very attractive woman. Let's see. I did not see. Yeah, I saw that. Her headset on. I'm sure it'll. Man, I'm surprised. You guys are all here. I'm so happy. I really did. I didn't really know who was here today because I suspected everyone was six.
Okay. Is that better?
Testing 1, 2. Testing
Testing.
1, 2. Yes. Woohoo!
No
All
echo.
right.
Yay! Wonderful.
No more echo.
Yay!
So you know what? I'm so surprised that you and I are both here. I was telling the chat the same thing, and we're all here tonight, and like most of the people would be dashing off to go Scream 6, yet they decided that you know what? I think I'm just gonna go ahead and now who is muffled? Star Lord? Is it me or our guest? Because they sound good to me. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know if you hear us perfectly by throwing a 1. Okay, that's better. All right, sweet.
Mhm.
If it sounds great, throw up a one. If it's bad, throw me a two. Interactive chat. That's right. Sound, speed, action. All right. All right. All right.
Ah,
All
cool.
right. We are good to go. How was
Yay.
your day today?
It's been a good day. It's been a busy day, but a good day. How's your day been?
It has been one for the. It's been one. That's for sure. I have had a roller coaster every day. I've tried to write a new banner for a show. I've written it out three
Ooh,
times, and I've lost it all three times. And it's just like
no.
once because my computer decided to shut down without telling me, and I lost it. And just about like 10 seconds away of posting it. So I was like, well, this is really frustrating. But
Yes.
otherwise, that it's been a really weird month for Women in Horror Month. We
Mm,
had some, and of course, you were along with some of the ride, which again I want to say this face to face, but thank you from the bottom of my heart. Not only you're a fine actress, but you're a hell of a human being, and
thank you.
thank you again for your help. Um, I didn't realize until someone told me about what you do in your day job, and then I go like, of course, I should have known. Um, so
What
that
what
was
did they
good.
tell you?
That you're a counselor, a therapist.
Yes, I'm a licensed social worker.
Yeah.
I retired from that though in 2017, but I do still do volunteer work with it. So
Now, is something like that? Do you have to get renewed every year, or is it
every
every year, or
yeah,
every 2 years? Every
every two
year,
years. Every
every
two
two
years,
years.
I have to have 40 continuing education credits to renew my license. And I'm licensed in the state of Mississippi. So,
But
yeah,
are you Mrs. Are you? But you're in Louisiana though, are you not?
Tennessee right now at our house
Tennessee.
in
Okay.
Tennessee. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For some reason, I had you down in Louisiana,
Yeah.
but
I like
I
Louisiana.
huh?
I like Louisiana.
Yeah. I
I'm
like
gonna try to
Tennessee.
put this. Yeah, we do too. Yes, we do too. We still have our ties to Mississippi though, and we go there like in the weekends, and we have family there, and so yeah.
Uh, let's see. We got. Can you see the chat? Okay, on your computer. Can you see the chat room? Okay.
If I do, I'm gonna. Is it okay if I hold it, but I don't want
If
it
you
to
want
shake
to.
on you? Is that too shaky though?
Nah, I think we can handle it. I mean, if you can see that, if you can't see the chat, I'll take time to read it. That way I can show you what they're saying. I can bring you what they're saying. So
If
if you
you
don't
could
want to
do
move your
that,
camera, I can do
yeah, if you
that.
don't mind that. Okay, I
Nope.
appreciate that. All right,
So
well, I'm gonna do this.
the chat is already flying as it is.
Okay.
And JJ Days has already said that the Mississippi Mummy was really good.
Oh,
I
thank
want
you.
to I want to see that. I want to.
I know you have
Some
to
of your
watch it.
Yeah, some of your movies are so much fun. Um, so
Lots
I
of
guess
fun.
the question it would be is how did a licensed social worker end up starring in horror movies?
Well, it's like this. So, do you want the long version or the short version?
Well, we'll go with the short version first, and then we'll take our questions from the short version and go with that.
That sounds good. So, it was something that I always had a passion for. Well, acting in general, writing in general. And then when I retired in 2017, I decided to get involved in my original lifelong dream, passion of acting. And so I started that in 2019, and then it just went from there. I started meeting folks and taking some acting classes and auditioning, and then just it evolved.
You say retire, but you look way too young to be retired.
Well, I shouldn't say retired. Okay, maybe I call it retired, but I retired from social work, but not from working. How's that?
Yeah, I thought, I can understand that. I mean, I mean, that's a rough field anyway. I mean, so I get that. Um,
Yeah,
but it can be.
yeah.
Where were you born and raised at? Were you always a Tennessee girl, or was this? Oh,
No. I was born and raised in Dolan, South Dakota. It's a little farming community in the plains of the Dakotas.
okay.
So my father is a several generational. He's passed, but he was a several generational farmer, and we still have our farm. We lease it in South Dakota, and then my mother is a Southern Belle. So that was quite a combination. I had my Mississippi Mary, my mother, and my dad, and then we were raised in South Dakota though. And then when my mother moved back to Mississippi, and my husband got out of the Marine Corps, we moved to Mississippi in 1998,
Nice,
and
nice.
then
Now Tennessee, is that where the acting has led you to from
that's where I
Mississippi?
started
Oh,
it, correct. Right. That's where I started it. My husband's job, he was transferred here in 2000, officially in 2017, and that's when I retired from social
okay.
work, and then I started my next career.
Um, so when you were young, I'll definitely get to some questions. I see that, JJ. I see your questions. We will definitely get to that because I'm sure because we all want to hear set questions. Trust me, we all do. Uh, Here's one I can't ask her before we get into it. So, do you and your husband go see a lot of horror movies?
Not, we watch a lot. We stream them more than go see them. Yes. And
Um,
sometimes I watch them with my oldest son too.
um, did you see the movie Smile?
No,
Not yet. So
not yet.
no thoughts on this. No thoughts on that one, JJ. Um, South Dakota. How old were you when you? I mean, how old were you when you're in South Dakota? How old were you before you got your bug? That's not really a place you think of artists creating their acting drive. But were you pretty busy as a child doing acting and dancing and all that? How old
Not
were you when you moved to South Dakota down to Mississippi?
so I ended up graduating. I started college in South Dakota at South Dakota State, and I ended up graduating. I transferred to Mississippi after that, and graduated from Mississippi State. But when I was a little girl, we were in a very, very rural area, so I did not do dancing. I did a lot of sports, as you can imagine. I rode horses, showed horses, that kind of thing. But I always liked to write, so I would write plays and stories, gather all the neighbor kids, my sister, who I don't know if she's watching, but I would gather her and all of our friends, and we would perform for anybody that would watch
Right. How
and
fun is
put on our shows. And then I would go from there. I would do church, plays and everything, and then direct the Sunday school plays, that kind of thing. And then I was in theater in high school, drama, that sort of thing. And then I started out as a journalism broadcast major, switched to social work, and but the acting bug was always there. Always had it. The writing, I've always wrote. I have boxes of writing, tablets of
it?
writing.
Oh, so you have what we call a writer's chest.
I
That's where
do.
they. Yes, yes. A writer's
Do.
chest is basically. Why don't you explain what a writer's chest is to our audience?
Well, it's a conglomeration of anything and everything I believe I've ever written since I was probably a child. My mom has my child writing, she kept all that. And then I have everything else, and it's just tablets. And back then it was handwritten, and then later I would type it on the computer. And so just tablets and tablets and pages and folders. And then I've got them all in Rubbermaid boxes,
Yeah.
storage containers. So.
But now you find yourself. I'm sure you find yourself going back to there a lot. You have two writing credits among your credits, so you are writing. So you have learned how to write screenplays, right?
I haven't actually. Yes, I have. I've written some of the dialect for some of the movies. That's correct.
Uh, so right, though writing seems to be. It seems to be that's probably I think most of the artists have started their journey is writing. It's
Yeah.
reading or writing. They started it there, and then they moved on to to the middle school place, and then high school, whatnot. But it does seem a constant theme that writing is the first thing they pick up. What do you think that was for you? Were you a prolific reader as a child? And if so, what writers did you like?
Oh, oh my goodness. Well, as a little child, as a young girl on our farm in South Dakota, my mother will tell you that I would get up during the night and get a book and go read Laura Ingalls Wilder stories.
Oh,
Because I was interested in all that, of course, Little House on the Prairie, that sort of thing. And then it involved the Nancy Drew mysteries, and then just took off from there. I was always a big reader, avid reader.
yeah, I love to read. I was reading. I was yeah. I got the bug early too.
You did too?
So yeah, I was like
What age?
um kindergarten.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was reading. By the time I got to second grade, I was reading college level.
No, you weren't.
Second grade. Yeah,
Were
I
you
was
really?
reading. Yeah, reading it and comprehending it. So it's like
Wow.
reading was very much close to my heart. Um,
Yeah.
so what was it like for you? You said you had the acting bug, and so what was it like for you going to high school and turning over the directorship from you, who were doing the kids, when you walked into school, and all of a sudden there's a whole new director. Uh, did you offer your advice to your teachers? Did they listen to it very much?
No, I didn't.
Mhm.
I don't know if she's watching, but Mrs. Greenfield, I follow her on Facebook. I remember one day she commented, she says, "You got your start here." She was our
Oh,
theater, our drama teacher, and she was the school plays, that kind of thing. So she taught me a lot.
and she said that to you. Got your start. That's so sweet.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah, she was awesome. She was our English teacher, our drama teacher. Her husband was our history teacher and our track coach, small community.
right, right. Um, so what was it? Was it a big culture shock for you when you decided to transfer from South Dakota down to Mississippi? Was that when
Oh,
you got there, or was it?
it's a bit of a transition, but I was able to go. Before that, we were stationed, of all places, it was horrible. We were stationed in Hawaii for 4 years. So, I got to kind of see a different side of the world there. And then we lived in North Carolina and we lived in Missouri. And then we settled in Mississippi.
Well, you mentioned Hawaii. Did you mean that? Did you mean that literally? It wasn't that pleasant? I mean, I know
It
people
was
think it's
awesome.
paradise. Oh, it was awesome. Okay.
It was awesome.
Uh,
Yes.
what did you mentioned your husband was in the Marine Corps. What did he do?
He was an engineer there, an engineer instructor for heavy equipment, and so he was he actually was in Desert Storm, so he's a veteran, and then he had 13 years in, and then he got out and he manages a construction company now. So I'm proud of
Sure,
my Marine. Yeah.
sure. Um, So to me, I guess the big question is like, how did you go from majoring in broadcast journalism with a broadcast journalism?
Hmm.
How did you switch it there to social work? That's a pretty big gap there.
It is. I wanted so I started out in broadcast journalism, but it was not for me because I'm more of just a writer. And when I would have to do my well, I wrote for the school newspaper at SDSU my first year there, and but it wasn't for me. I'm more of the fiction type of writing and some nonfiction based on true story kind of writing. And so I would get critiqued in a way that it wasn't a fit for me. And I had a brother who passed away in 2020 at age 58. He had intellectual and developmental disabilities, and so I had a heart for working with folks like my brother, and so he was my inspiration to get into social work.
Our condolences on the loss of your brother. Um,
Thank you.
so So going inside social work, I mean, you must have that was it pretty seamless for you? I mean, and what did you do to keep your creative side going while you were doing that? I mean, did you do anything down in Mississippi State as far as acting or writing
Um,
while you were getting your degree?
I didn't. I mean, I wrote poetry and would get some poetry published and that kind of thing. But as far as my creative, I still did the children's programs. Actually, through our church, I would direct the Christmas plays or that kind of thing to keep my creative side going. And I did. I still wrote. I would my days off. I would sit on my computer and just write, write, write. As a matter of fact, when I retired in 2017, one of my closest friends that I worked had the privilege of working with for 13 or 14 years. She messaged me and said, "We found one of your envelopes of writings. Even though I cleaned out my desk and my file cabinet, I still left something at work."
Oh
So that's what
wow.
I did in my free time. I just wrote and did the child, worked with the children, and um, that's how I
Well,
kept
that was cool that they found it. I wonder did they comment on it? Do you like people looking at you writing? Do you ever share it with your husband or you share it with your peers?
I share it with my husband, my mother, my sister, my sons, and my dad before he passed, and they all said, "You have got to get published. You have got to get published. You just got to get all this published." And I just haven't gone that far yet, but that is one of my goals now that I have the time.
That you have the time. Yeah. I mean that's one thing about modern tech that is able to enable someone who could write. Now it's like music too. You don't no longer need a middleman. Like you don't need a well to get out there. Like you want to sign to a label or you want to sign to a publishing house. You don't need that anymore. Um,
No,
it's you can make it. You can do it yourself and
right.
sell your own books and promote your own self and everything else and keep 100% of the profits.
That
And
is so true. Yes. I one of my who was one of my directors when I was a social worker, she's actually published two books now. This must be a social work thing. And then my other my they're both mentors. My other director from when I was right out of college, she has published a poetry book. So isn't that interesting? Must be something creative with us social workers.
well, I think it's one of those things where I think once you actually put it down for the first time, like you've been published as a poet, and I think the first time you put your you go ahead and you publish your first book, I think it's probably very very liberating and very empowering to
Yes.
do that without anybody else saying, like, of course you want to run it through an editor, but at least you're not going to have to
Mm,
worry about sending it out to somebody and having them reject it out of hand. Now you can just
that's
sit there and
right.
I'll edit it, I'll do it for grammar, whatnot. I'll have someone read it through, maybe
Right.
test group it, test read it, then come back. I
Yep.
can put it together and put it out myself. I don't have to worry about all that, and that's got to be more. That's got to make you want to write more.
Yeah, definitely it does. And I get asked, I've been asked several times and I have done it to write special events. Like I can take people's information, such as their life story, and I can put something together to present at maybe an anniversary get together or what have you. So I've been known to do that quite a bit. But yeah, that is so true. We can self we can do so much more now than we used to could do.
I see our friend Jonas has come in. He's part of the Friendly Men podcast group. Welcome, Jonas. Thank you for coming in. We were talking with actress and writer Carol Lynn, was it Fortin, right?
Fortune, correct.
And hey, Echo. So now, what was your first taste of horror? Was it reading or writing or watching?
Hmm. Well, it was trying to watch when I was a probably like an early teen, and my mother would she wouldn't let me.
No, why?
My age, and so all my friends would get to go. So then when I was able to start, watch what was it, Halloween and all those all the movies that were coming out and everything. So but it was when I was able to watch those on DVD, not DVD, it was back on VHS tapes back then when you
Right.
rented the yeah. So that's
Did,
when I did that.
did you
Mhm.
get scared easy?
Well, wait a minute. I got to backtrack. So, so growing up on the farm with not a dish, we didn't have dish and we didn't always have cable, because it wasn't accessible. It was in a town by our farming community, but not where we lived. So we would watch Sunday movies, and it would have those giant spiders, the black and white scary movies. Do you remember all those?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and I would love it. I could not wait till Sunday, and my mom and all of us would sit. I think it was Sundays or was it Saturday night? I can't remember. It was the weekend, and they would have those movies, and I those were actually scary to me then. And then so yeah, later. And my husband, he's not as big. He's not the best person to watch these movies with because I shouldn't tell he's a Marine.
Is it because he sees it too practically?
Maybe so.
I think
It's
I
not
think
his
sometimes that
favorite.
happens. That I think sometimes that happens.
Mm.
I think our imagination sometimes gets squished out of us. We don't really get a chance to use our imaginations, or fight a flight of fancy. I think
Yeah,
sometimes for our jobs or what have you, or it's like you don't have the luxury of that.
right.
So I think it does happen, but I think it can be resparked though. I think it can regrow,
Yeah,
especially if you're sitting with because my wife was like that. My wife
she
would
was.
not watch no, she would not watch she wouldn't want to watch anything like that. She wouldn't
Yeah.
watch any horror. No, she wouldn't watch horror. She wouldn't watch science fiction or but if it was a home makeover show or the cooking show all day. But when it came down to like when it came down to watching like the Thing, or Starship Troopers, it was like, nah, I'm good. Um let's see.
Oh,
Okay, we got some questions here. We can throw some of these questions here. Yes, yes. JJ asked another question.
okay.
He wants to know, Carol, have you ever had any real life paranormal experiences? And I'll add this to it. If you have you written about it?
Hmm. A lot. Oh, to the first question, a lot. Um, Second, I have not written about them, but
Hmm.
I need to.
Yes.
And the people
Uh,
that know me well, they probably know every single one that I could name. Yes. I've been very, yes,
do you think you're empathic to it? You're open to it? To
very much so.
supernatural? Yeah. How old were you when you first had your encounter? 11, 12, 13?
I was a little girl, little tiny girl.
Yeah, yeah. It stayed with you ever since. Um,
Hmm.
wow. Uh,
Yeah, real little girl.
what kind of entities have you encountered?
Well, I only let the good and the light shine in. And when I was a little girl, um, and people can say it's a dream, whatever. But um, I was a little girl and I didn't feel well, and we had a two-story house, and I was sleeping downstairs on the couch, and I woke up and I was surrounded by angels, and I saw, it's like I was being protected, and like they were just right there and lit up, and I got up and I went to touch them and they disappeared, and I went in my mom's room. I woke her and my dad up, and that was my first experience. And I could go on and on from there.
I can tell you right now, your parents believed you.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. And then, oh boy, I can't even get started on that because I will just go. We need to talk sometime, even have to. Yeah, I need to write all this out.
Hmm. Yeah. I definitely think, you know what? There you go. There we go. So when Carol Lynn comes back to visit us, she's going to have something for us to talk about. She's gonna have something for us to we're gonna learn all about her new book that she's written.
I
Will it be
love
a
it.
nonfiction book or a fiction book?
It's going to be a non, it's going to be a fiction, but based on true story. Can that happen? Okay.
Yeah,
Or does it have to be nonfiction, but not completely true, just to protect people's privacy?
sure, sure.
Hmm.
And then she's going to dedicate it to you guys in the chat for asking that question. So there you go.
That's
That'd be a
right.
fun.
I love it. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
got to get busy. Yes.
Yeah, because I'm going to probably be coming back to you in the fall time for this Halloween, October. I'll be coming back and saying, "Come pay us
Ooh.
a visit." We want to see
Oh, I
how
can't
far.
wait.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna put it down on my calendar just to
Pick a
let you know
date.
that I'm not kidding. Everybody here in the chat knows this. I have a calendar. I will put down Carol Lynn, and you will be back in October, because
I love it.
we love scary things that go bump in the night. Uh,
Oh,
uh, uh, uh,
I'm
uh,
excited for October. This is going to be fun.
yep, there
I
you
got to get
go.
writing though.
That's right, you do. Maybe I'll even sweet talk the king of the spectacular up here for a guest host. We have a friend of ours who is the king of the spectacular. Every October, he takes it over, he runs with it. We all know that he's the king of October. Maybe that'll be a perfect tie-in right there.
That's
Uh,
perfect.
have you ever been scared by anything that you saw? Have you ever been? I mean, you said you let the light in, only the positive in the light. But you ever encountered anything that wasn't so friendly?
Not anything that wasn't so friendly, but um, yeah, just
I was yeah,
empathic. That's a good way to put it. We'll leave it at that. We'll wait till October.
okay. Um, so now here you are. You're writing. You moved down to Mississippi. You got your degree, and you started your career in social work. So when was the first inkling that you wanted to get out and start, being creative? Do you remember what you were doing when that happened, and what were some of the steps you took to make it happen?
Um, well, I wasn't quite sure how to go about everything after I knew that I had the time to devote to it. So I started out by looking at uh, local casting agencies and so forth, and Bluff City Law was being filmed in Memphis. Did you ever see that show? It was just a 1 year
What was the show
show.
called? What was it called?
Bluff City Law. It was a legal drama based downtown Memphis and so forth. And so when I went, I was 2 episodes that I just started, just background. And I happened to meet, I hope it's okay for me to say this, but Joey Treywick from Meridian, Mississippi. He was also there. And the second day or the second episode, I think I had filmed for, and I heard him say something about a DJ in Meridian. And I said, oh my goodness, I lived there for 20 years. And he said, we got to talking. And he says, well, I'm writing a movie. He's actually written and produced now several movies. And there's one that'll be coming out, I think on Amazon Prime that I was in called Red Bluff 2. I went to the premiere for that back in October. But anyway, he said, I wrote a movie named Time, and I'd like you to be a detective in it. And we'll be filming it probably sometime next year. Well, then COVID, hit. And so then everything kind of stagnated after that. And then so then he called me when things were starting to get busy again, and it went from there to Mississippi Mummy, which I did do improv and did some of the writing, for the scenes that we did with that part of it, and that was really, really fun. I could name all the cast that I got to meet that day, and one of the guys in the movie, Stephen Bosnick, was also Oakland, Tennessee, which I was kind of neat the connections that you run into people that you have.
Uh, I'm gonna see what this series is. I think I should know this. Okay. Okay, I see time. What was the TV show called?
The Bluff City Law, that was the first one I
Oh,
did. It was just an extra work, just
wasn't that
background.
with Jimmy Smits?
Yes,
Okay. My
yes,
brain's my brain's still working. Okay, I remember that.
yes.
It came out on
See,
I want to think it came out on NBC for a season.
it did, yes. And
Okay.
Caitlin, real nice actress that was played his daughter in it. So that was fun to do.
Uh, so after that experience came back, did you find it hard to go back to work as soon as you were having that experience?
Oh, I didn't go back to work.
Oh, you didn't. That was it.
Not back to social work.
Right, right.
just volunteer, but
Now, I mean, without getting into too deep here, and we got a couple more questions here. Let me ask those questions first. Jonas asked what state you're from, Carol. She's from South Dakota.
South Dakota,
Uh,
don't you know?
Jackrabbits, jackrabbits.
Yes.
Uh, yeah. Um, is it more difficult to watch horror movies at home or at a theater? Where do you like to see a movie at? Do you like to see a movie at a theater or at home?
Um, I probably prefer the theater myself because it's just fun and louder and you get the full effects.
Uh-huh.
But usually my husband, now that it's so easy to stream everything and you have the big TVs and your cozy, comfortable chairs and we have three little lap dogs. So now we watch them at home pretty much.
I like the idea that everything, all the comfort at home or is at home. You can
Yeah.
get your popcorn, have your soda.
Yeah.
You want to eat a little, pizza or whatnot. You can do all that stuff at home.
Get
Um,
your
I,
cozy pant clothes.
yes, yes, cozy pants on. I have a cheetah. He jumps on me and watches movies. He gets heavy. He
Oh,
gets heavy. He gets heavy though, because he's a cheetah.
yeah.
Um, let's see. Uh, a Star Lord mentions he only remembers one horror film at the movies. Everything else at home. Yeah, that's what it's like. I have to tell people all the time. I tell people all the time. The last movie that I saw at the theater was It Part Two. But honest to heaven, I was trying to think of like, what did I see before that movie? And honestly, I can't remember it. I can't remember what I watched before I watched it. Um, okay.
Huh.
JJ wants to read the book. Dutch says, go for it, the book. So the book is a big thing here.
Oh, I'm
Uh, our,
so excited. Thank you all so much.
our good friend Gizmo is here, Renart. He's a film director, a very good film director, by the way. With all respect, I feel like someone or something will jump up behind Carol with a knife. Just the setting, classic Giallo style in her room. Oh, he's saying right now, he's saying you're a perfect actress for a Dario Argento film right here, right now. That's
All
awesome.
right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh well, turn around. Say, I'm ready for my close up now, Mr. Argento. What movies have scared you? Have you watched anything that's actually, is there anything that you watch that you'll go like, uh
Well, I mean, there's been several. I'm trying to think the most recent. Well, this wasn't really that scary, I guess, but it was just this, it wasn't really that scary. It was suspenseful. But my husband and I watched recently, is it all the Scream movies? They came out with the last one recent, didn't they? Like
yeah,
a year ago
tomorrow.
or so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Scream 5's last year and Scream 6 is tomorrow.
Yeah. So we haven't, I don't think we've seen Tomorrow. He's in the living room right now with the dog, so he can't hear me. But what we did was we binge watched every one of them like one weekend. We just got, in the living room, closed all the curtains. You want it dark,
Right,
and
right.
we just binge watched all the Scream movies, and that was that was actually fun. And
Wow.
yeah, but I watched it. These weren't really scary. It was more suspenseful. But my oldest son and I, is it A Quiet Place 1 and 2, I think,
Hmm.
where you have to be, they couldn't talk or
Yeah.
whatever. That was really good too.
Uh,
Those.
yeah, I did see the first one at the theater. I did see the first one. Okay,
Got to
as a
see the second.
mother, okay, did you watch that movie like two ways? Did you watch it both as a horror fan and as a mother? And did you want to go there as a horror fan? You're going like, hell yes, because it's scary, but at the same time, where it says, like the family, you just want to go over there and slap the poo out of them because they're so
Yeah,
stupid.
I know. Some of the choices. You gotta talk to them through the thing.
Yeah, yeah, you just go on there like, what did you, oh really? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes we talk. So I
yeah,
admit sometimes I talk to the theater, like I'm especially at home,
yeah,
I'll sit there and look at the cheetah and go like, what the hell was that? And then
right.
yeah.
I feel like we were
Congratulations.
probably doing that.
Well, first of all, let's give congratulations to your husband. Let's give it up for him because he watched Scream with you.
He
That's
did.
awesome.
I think
So
almost, yeah, I'm proud of that too.
yeah, he should
Yeah.
be.
Uh-huh.
Um, I
He won't do Supernatural, so.
that means you'll have to watch the Marine movies with them, though.
Oh.
You have to watch you have to watch the Sands of Iwo Jima, and you'll have to watch Heartbreak Ridge.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
heard of Heartbreak Ridge. Maybe I have, and maybe I slept through it. I don't know, but I will do that just for him for watching the screams with me.
Let's
That's
see.
fair game, right?
That's a good. Yeah, there's some really good. And you
Yeah.
go. I'm trying to think of some movies where they've had some movies where they've had this movie called Dog Soldiers. You can watch that one with them. That one's both
Oh,
about soldiers and werewolves.
ooh, that sounds good.
Best of both worlds.
Oh,
Um,
that's really good.
so otherwise, there's not anything. As an actress, is there any role that you would probably go like, no, I don't want to do that. I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
we want you to play. We want you to play
Mm-hmm.
because you've done a lot of horror in your career so far. So are you pretty fearless, you fear? I mean, do you think that you're willing to try just about anything, or there are certain roles that you'll sit there and say, no, I don't feel comfortable with that.
Yes, that I will not. There's two or three things I will not do, and one is I don't want to. I would not play a devil, satanic, that type of thing.
Okay.
Um, Myself, and I will not use the Lord's name in vain. So that's number two.
Okay.
And third is my husband's asked me not to do any type of extremely intimate scenes. So, you know, those
Right.
are three things. Those are my three limits that I would have.
Well, besides, it's not a good thing to get intimate in a horror movie. Did you
No,
did
because you're gonna die.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like please, yeah, yeah. Don't do any of that kissing stuff. Not because I'm worried about you
No.
to die. I'm just worried that if you do that, your character's gonna die.
That's what I'm afraid about. Yeah, my character will die, and then I'll be.
Yeah.
That's always what. That's like we predicted when we were watching Scream. We're already predicting.
Oh yeah. Who would you see?
Yeah.
Uh, hey, there's our good friend Carrie. What is Carrie doing here now? I thought Carrie would be at the theater watching Scream, but she's here watching us. This is a big honor for us.
This is
Glad you're here,
awesome.
Carrie.
Thank you.
Yeah, Carrie's like the second biggest Scream fan I know, behind Steven. Yes,
Uh,
our friend Steven.
Steven.
Crazy,
Okay.
super fan. Um, let's
Oh,
see. JJ wants to know what movie of yours did you enjoy making the best?
which one did I enjoy? Oh boy. Hmm.
I was gonna say 100. I'm gonna say the wood. I'm gonna say
Um,
I'm gonna say that
it
100 acre
honestly.
wood. 100 acre wood.
Well, I got to play. I was a child psychiatrist, Dr. Carol Baskin, for that one. So it was fun, and I loved it. I did. I've loved all of them actually. It's hard to pick, but I would say the one I enjoyed the most was the one we're going to have. We're having a trailer. It's kind of a surprise. I can't say much else about it. I've already filmed it. We can't see it till Saturday night at the premiere in Biloxi for Blinded by Tragedy, which is going to be red carpet. I'm so excited. So that's where we're headed tomorrow. We're headed to Mississippi to the coast um, for that, and then they're going to show the trailer for The History That Haunts Us too. And that's
Okay.
all I can say. That's all I can say. I'm so excited. But I really enjoyed Aunt Kim in that one. We'll see if she is. Well, I just can't. I better not say anything. My mouth gets me in trouble. So that's all I'm gonna say. But I enjoyed that. But I enjoyed fan base. Playing in '80s. I was a horror movie star from the '80s who I don't know if anybody's seen it, but that fast forward years later, and that was a fun one to film too. They've all been fun. Mississippi Mummy, I almost married a mummy and got to dance with a mummy, and oh, that was fun too. They were fun. They were all fun.
Was the Mississippi Mummy? Was that a horror comedy, or
Yeah, yeah. There's some fun. Yeah, yeah. It was a horror comedy.
do you mind getting all made up in goo and gunk and all that stuff? I mean, are you afraid to roll around and get dirty with a co-star as far as
Yeah.
doing bloody scenes and stuff like that?
No, no, no. When I was well, I don't know who's seen History That Haunts Us. It's on Amazon Prime now, but it's been I think it has been on there for like a year and a half. But so I had to. Well, I don't want to say what I had to do if somebody hasn't seen it.
Uh-oh,
But
no spoil, no spoil.
I got to I got to have some fun getting made up.
I have a question from the cheetah. I've been saving this question, and now I'm going to ask it.
Okay.
Have you seen The Shark Exorcist yet?
Oh, no, I haven't. Is that the one? I think a friend of mine's in that one.
You got to see that. That's like the best shark
I
movie ever.
do. I've got to see that. I can't believe I haven't seen it yet. Yes. Yeah.
Shark Exorcist is life. I'm telling you. I had so much fun with that movie. I had so much.
Man,
Yep, I
I think
did.
I'm taught. Oh, okay. I think
I
I'm
enjoyed
talking
both.
to one of the actresses after this is over. We have an 8:30 call.
Uh-huh. That wouldn't be
Okay.
Elaine, that wouldn't be Elaine,
Yes,
would it?
it might be it.
I think our superstar friend is in the chat right now. The star of Shark Exorcist is actually in the chat. Hi, Elaine. I saw you. I love that movie. That movie's so,
Ah,
that movie's so fun. It's so,
oh, I can't believe I
uh,
haven't watched it yet. Okay.
oh my gosh. That'd be a movie for you and your husband to watch together.
That's what we'll do. Not this weekend, next weekend. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. See, see, Elaine says hello to us. You are kicking butt today. Thank you. Yes, we are. We're
I
having so
love
much
it.
fun today. Uh, uh,
We are.
and yeah, I'm telling you, this is a hoot.
I love
Now
it.
when you wrote your first movies, you've written two of your movies. Um, so here you are, you're acting on them, and you're working off your script. Now, did you have control of your script? I mean, a director's directing the movie, but did you have control of your script while you were acting, or is it one of those things where you did the script and then you have to trust the process that they're going to get it right? I mean,
Well, I didn't write the script. All I did was I got to add to the script. Does that make sense?
okay, so there were some things that you added to an already
Yes.
established. Okay,
To help
sort of
with
like a
the
script doctor, more like a script doctor.
yeah, the script doctor. Yeah. Actually,
Okay,
yes, we have doctors in the family. We have two Dr. Fortins. Can you believe that?
there
Yes,
you
the
go.
script doctor. So, hey, maybe
Um,
can I be a doctor too?
why not?
Script doctor.
The script doctor in the house.
Yes, wait till I
If
tell
your
him.
script is sick, get a hold of Dr. Carol Lynn. She'll fix you right up.
And
Uh,
I'm very
are,
inexpensive.
do you like what do you I mean other than horror? I mean, you do horror. I mean, what else do you like to do? Did you like doing comedy? Do you like doing drama? What really gets you going? Your juices growing creatively, and what kind of scripts do you
Hmm.
look
Boy, I honestly enjoy most everything. I think I would like comedy might be maybe my hardest one to do because I'm kind of goofy and funny in real life. But if I got to follow the script, I could probably improv better. But probably I've enjoyed the horror. I like the dramatic. I enjoyed playing in 100 Acre Wood, Dr. Baskin. That was fun. I really liked being detective in time. I've enjoyed every single genre, honestly.
Yeah, what is it about playing do you like playing the good guy or the evil villainous?
Ooh. Okay, so in Binded by Tragedy, which is where we're going Saturday for the premiere at that theater in Biloxi, um, I wasn't such a good guy in that one. And I wasn't such a good guy in Red Bluff 2, which is coming out on Amazon Prime. So, you can catch me not
Mm.
being so good. I'm not the nice little social worker that I am in
Yeah,
real
but you
life.
know they say, when you're bad, you're really bad, but when you're good, you're really good, but when you're really bad,
I was
you
bad.
know, yeah.
I, I was kind of the middleman of both of the, or just, kind of like not the bad, but I was more like a middleman. It was fun. It was fun to get to totally be somebody I'm not in real life.
Um, Elaine says, great dramatic creator and has great empathy as an actress. So you can do
Oh,
both roles. You could be you could be a heroine, you could be a great detective, that kind of role. But then again, you got to have empathy too to play a bad guy. Because like we mentioned before that, every bad guy when they're doing bad, they don't think they're doing bad. It's not until they're told that they're doing bad or they realize that they are doing bad. I mean, a lot of times they think what they're doing they're entitled to, or they're owed it, or what
right,
have you. If you ask a lot of people, say, "Are you evil?" I think the incredibly vast majority of people will sit there and say, "No." It's
right.
just circumstances. Whereas in fact they're just evil anyway. I yeah, there's just evil in the world. It's how it is.
There
Um,
is. Excuse me one second,
yep,
my earbud.
sure.
Sorry,
Thank you guys
sorry
all for
about
coming
that.
tonight. Thank you guys all for coming out tonight. This is a lot of fun. I'm really happy we're getting to talk here. Um, and
Thank
mark your
you.
calendars too, boys and girls, because we already have our first guest for October. Um,
I got to get busy.
I know that now.
Half a story.
You can do it. We have faith in you.
Thank
What do you want to
you.
do? Do you want to have a what do you want to do next? I mean, do you want to go ahead and try to write your first script all the way out? Have you tried? You got a lot of stories in your writer's chest. Is there anything out? Is
Mm,
there anything that you got in there that you could adapt to a screenplay?
hmm. Yes, there actually is. And I was so upset when I saw a TV series that mirrored one of the books I've been writing for that I started probably 15 years ago. And I told my husband, I said, that was like my story. And they beat me to it, but it wasn't exactly my story, so I'm still going to do it. But
I
yes.
think I think you can change the setting, change the character's name. I mean, you can. I don't know if there's anything such as. I wonder if there's anything completely original underneath the sun anymore.
Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah.
So we'll, yeah, we'll go with that.
I think it's just a different way of telling it. A lot of movies
Yeah,
are a lot of the movies are the same. But all
right.
what really makes them differently is just the people playing the parts.
Yeah.
I used to go to the video store, and everybody in the chat, all our fellow horror fans here. How many times have you gone inside of a video store? You grab it and turn around and read the back of the synopsis and read, five friends go to a cabin in the woods. Oh, if I had a dime for every time I read that, I would have my
Hmm.
own studio by now,
Yeah.
or at least
Right.
or at least a set with a cabin in the woods in it. Uh, uh, so will this be your first red carpet?
Uh, well, we did have the History That Haunts Us premiered at the same theater in December of 21. But to this level, it will be, yes. They're going to have coverage from, I believe, New Orleans and the news stations in Biloxi and media coverage, and we're going to have professional photography. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it will be
I
fun.
got my nails done for it, so that tells you something.
Hollywood. Uh, uh, what do your peers think about that? I mean, when you told people you were gonna, did you tell people when you retired from social work? Did you tell them that you were going to become a full-time actress, or did you know at that time that's what you wanted to do?
I knew it was my goal. It was, I thought about it all the time, even when I was a social worker. I mean, the writing and everything, and I can remember it just always being in my thought process. And so yeah, but they've been supportive. I feel like they really have. It's been really nice to have that support, and not everybody understands it. Even my own family, not everybody's on board with it, or as far as that transition, especially the ones that are in academia, the ones that are doctors and all. They're probably thinking, you know, um, but I think they like it. Yeah. My peers have been good. My family's been good. My friends have been good. Yeah.
Hello, House of Rad Music and Shelty Lounge. Hello, welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, that's gotta be. You know what though? Sometimes you just gotta do things for you.
Yep.
It's okay. I mean, to me, I think it's more responsible. If you really ask me, I think it's more responsible that you went out on the terms that you did, rather than stay there too long and burn out.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. As I That's exactly where I was headed is burnout. After so many years, if I can't help people and do the right, not that I wouldn't do the right thing, but you have to give it your all. So
Yeah.
yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yep, not a problem. That's just how it is. I mean, it really is. It really is like that. You just can't afford to misstep in your field. You really have to be sharp,
Oh,
and so if you picked the right time to do it. I know you had no regrets. Um,
none.
so where do you what role, if you had a dream role, what role would you like to play? I mean, if someone came up
Ooh.
and said, "Hey, you know what? I'm writing something. I'm writing this for you. What role do you want to see yourself? What role do you want to see yourself play in more than anything else?"
Oh boy. I haven't just sat down and thought about that. The role I would most like to play. This is going to sound probably really mushy, but some type of inspirational, motivational, saves the world type of person or theme. It could even be sci-fi. I don't know. Just something that would be telling a really good story. Might not be the whole story is good because you got to have your heroes, your villains, and all that. But I'd like to be the person that people might remember. Oh yeah, that movie I saw. And that's kind of one of the books I'm writing has that theme. So
Do you go down? I mean, where do you submit most of your auditions to? Do you submit them to just regionally, like to productions, say in Tennessee or Mississippi or Georgia, or do you
yeah, I
go
do. I try
down?
to stay more local. Alabama, uh, the states that you just mentioned. Georgia, yeah, Atlanta. I've just the whole South. I guess southeastern is that what you call it?
Mississippi? I mean, it's not that big that I've seen so far. I could be wrong here, but I do know Mississippi has a lot of talent there.
Yeah, I've
And
seen that.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're not that far away from Ohio, too, right? In Tennessee's not that far away from Ohio.
Do,
Have you ever what better yet, let's go this way. What's your audition like? What's your audition process like? So, you get an invite to go ahead and audition for a role. How do you get
mhm.
prepared for it? Walk us through a day that you're going to be
Ooh. Okay, so if I submit for a role and then I get an invitation to in my time frame and I get my little breakdown and so forth, then I try to, of course, not knowing the whole script sometimes, it's kind of hard to always put myself in the frame of mind that I would if I knew the exact story. But I try to take that character. If it's a nurse, I try to study. Like I auditioned for a nurse not too long ago. I think I spent 1 or 2 days just watching nurse videos on how to do. And I could have called family members. My sister's actually a registered nurse and teaches nursing, but no, I had to sit there and I had to watch YouTube videos. How do you CPR? Exactly what I was going to do in this edition, and I would watch so many people do it, and I'd put myself in that headspace and just practice, 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 so that I feel like by the time I'm doing it, I feel like I was qualified to be a nurse, but I know I wasn't. But anyway, so that's how I do it. I try to study it. If it's a role for, or if I'm auditioning for whatever the role might be, I try to research it, study it, put my headspace in it, think about it. Walk around thinking about it the whole time until I actually do the audition. Then if I get the role, I feel like I live it for a while. Like I feel like I could go to bed and recite all the dialect probably from things I filmed a year and a half ago, just because, you know, it just felt like I was that character. And when I film it, I feel like I'm really somebody's mother, or it's just really strange how you get in that
Hmm. Do
headspace.
you, do you ever have troubles ever leaving a character behind?
Mm.
Sometimes,
Um,
or no?
not necessarily. I don't forget them, but I don't. No, not leaving them. No.
Um, so do you like the process? I mean, what's one thing you like about auditioning and one thing you don't like about it?
Ooh, I like it because I feel like every single time I do it, it's a learning process, you know. And I remember getting help from Indie Acting Studio and Forrest Pruitt, who's really awesome and amazing. And I can remember he's so honest, which I love that how he would instruct, how he instructed, and um, because he helped me with one of my major auditions. And um, yeah, no, I like the process of it. And
Um, so what's next for you what's next for you after now? I mean, the movie comes out tomorrow. Your movie Blinded by Tragedy comes out tomorrow. But what's next for you? Do you have any other things? You have anything on the fire now as far as filming or maybe doing live theater, anything like that for
ooh, glad you
2023?
mentioned that one. Yes. So to answer the first question, I do have something. That's what I'm going to be meeting with Elaine at with this evening and some other folks. I don't know how much to say about it, but so I do have something in the works. I'm very excited about it. It's really, really going to be good, I think. It's a limited series, um, short type of film. It's going to be good, I think.
Elaine's a
And
terrific.
then,
Elaine's pretty
sure,
terrific herself. She's a fine writer and a really good producer and a fine actress in her own right. I mean,
she
that,
is such a
that'll
mentor to me.
be really exciting to see what she has planned out for you.
Oh, I'm excited and such a good person to go along with all of her talent and everything. And um, so yes, I have that. And then there was something else, theater. So a neighbor of mine, I should have told her about. I'll have to get in touch with her. She's been doing theater. She was actually on Young Rock with me. I did 5 days of filming for Young Rock. That was really fun. That's also it was an NBC or is an NBC show, but she's doing some theater and she's enjoying it. And there's a small theater not far from where I live. I'm talking 15 minutes away. I don't even have to go into Memphis. So I told her, I said, I think I'm going to start doing that as well. It's going to be different though. I haven't done theater in a long time. So
Do you think it'll be like a bicycle for you once you get into it a little bit? It'll come right back to you.
I think it will because Creighton Hobbs, who's the director for History That Haunts Us and for the History That Haunts Us 2 that we're going to be filming next, and then Binded by Tragedy, he always says he calls me one take or whatever. He's like, well, you can do something and we just do it one take or what have you. So I
Mm.
think I can do it, but now that's him talking, not me. I don't know. We'll see. My nerves might get to me when it's live. I don't know.
I think that's a beautiful thing about live. It's funny because I was I've been trying to I was trying to book another I'm booking a podcast group coming in and I'm trying to we're trying to fit in the time schedule going back and forth and they record their podcasts their podcast is recorded. Mine is done
Okay.
live. This is live, no script.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself going like, this is much more difficult than doing a recorded podcast. A recorded podcast is easy compared to this. Um,
Yes.
as
Can
far as
imagine.
because you can just you can go ahead and edit all your mistakes out and this and that, make it all pretty, make it fit a time frame and all that good jazz. Whereas live,
Hmm.
it's just like it is what it is. It's like live theater. It's like if you make a mistake here or you miss your flub here or miss your mark here, you missed it. You really can't go back there and say cut time out. Let me go back there and do it again. You just got to keep
Right.
going on. So uh, uh, theater. I think theater. I love doing live more than live recording.
Yeah.
I've done recorded like I record interview or I never recorded an interview. Not live, not like this. I've
That's
never recorded.
impressive. Yeah.
I just find that it's more fun organically. It's
Yeah. More authentic. Yeah.
and I'm thinking to myself on the
Mhm.
stage, it's got to be the same feeling. Like here you are, you're without a net. You got your lines memorized. You hope that you don't flub it. It's exciting. It's fun. Every day you come out there, you could do something
Yeah.
a little bit different.
Right.
Maybe instead of answering the phone with the right hand, going like, "Where are you?" You can come out there and grab it with the left hand and go like, "Where are you?" And no one's gonna know that except for you and the director. You
That's
know,
right.
it could be
That's
just
right.
so much more fun. Like and to me that for you as a theater person, that's exciting, and it's exciting for us as a fan too.
Ah,
A theater goer to go there
thank
and
you.
I love the live theater. I wish I could go port more often. We just don't have anything close to me.
Yeah, well, that's true. We did have one in Meridian, Mississippi. I used to go to their plays and all. I wasn't in them. I was so busy with just life in general back then. But it's exciting, and I think it would be a good challenge, you know, a good change of pace and a good challenge. So I'll have to let you know if I end up getting an
Well,
audition for that.
if we want to, I know this is, if we wanted to get some of your work, are any of your movies out on, do they get home releases? Can we buy DVDs or Blu-ray copies of any of your work?
Some of them they were selling on some DVDs and so forth. I'm not sure if they still are now, but and I don't know where everything is streaming at. I could tell you where History That Haunts Us, Blinded by Tragedy will be Amazon Prime, and so Red Bluff 2. And
Okay.
then the one I just did, Sunday Kind of Love, with Vivica Fox and John Schneider, that's going to be I think PureFlix. But um, there's several that are on, I think, Vimeo, I believe, and even Tubi, some of the other stations, the apps on you could watch. The Vernon, I think, came out on DVD. And I just did background in that. I just had a small role. I say he robbed the bank. I had a little girl. That was a little girl in it. She's so cute. She, like I don't have a daughter, but she could be my daughter. But I mean that I think that came out. It was really good. A good movie. Joey Treywick also wrote and directed that one, and I've done some with Curtis
Did you like
Everett
working?
also.
Did you enjoy
So,
working with the bigger stars? I mean, what were
oh,
they
I
like?
did. I did. That nice, really nice. I was just shocked, and I thought to myself, which if the which that's not probably going to happen, but I would hope that I could be that kind and gracious to somebody. I mean, Vivica Fox was amazing last Friday, taking pictures individually with each one of us. Even though it was time for lunch, she wanted to make sure not just one or two people, every single person. I mean, she was so gracious and kind. And I haven't, you don't, I haven't always seen, everybody's been nice. I've never had a bad experience, to be honest. But that was extremely nice. The way she just came in and started talking about her projects and, we're done filming, we're going to talk about this. It's just real personal. I like that. It's neat.
I think everybody here is a Vivica A. Fox fan.
Yeah,
I mean, she
I'm
does so
such a
many
fan.
things. She can go anywhere. She's such a chameleon. I mean, she can play a badass. I mean, like me, I was pissed
Yeah.
off when like everybody. I mean, I remember the first time I saw her was in Independence Day,
Oh
and
yeah.
every guy in the theater is tongues on the ground. And then she did Kill Bill, and then we're sitting
Yeah.
there going like, how come she's in the first movie? She should have been in the second movie with Lucy Liu, because those two women were more badass than Daryl Hannah and Michael Madsen.
Yeah.
Yes, she's really good actress.
Oh, so
Um,
good.
uh, I tell you what, last round of questions for our guest before we gotta let her go because she's got a call to make, and
Yes.
I don't want to get pinged by the producer saying let my actress go. So
Thank you.
I don't need
I
that.
wanna I wanna name him, but I don't know if I can. But yes, okay.
If anybody have any last minute questions for our guest Carol Lynn, please drop it down. I want to thank you for coming out and hanging out with us tonight. This has been a lot of
Oh,
fun, and I am seriously marking down your return in October. I will talk to you about that soon enough.
I'm
That'll be really
excited.
exciting. Yeah, we'll see where you're at as far as the writing goes. I love the fact that you're going to do that for us. And tomorrow night, the chat. Thank you guys for coming out there. Dutch has a question. How do you
Okay.
handle your nerves when on set? Do you ever get nervous when you're shooting before you shoot a scene or a part?
I do. I really do. Honestly, it can even be a small role. I can get just as nervous as if it's a several day shoot, just because I always want to do my best, not just for myself, but for everybody involved and the fans who watch or so forth. But yeah, I do. But how do I handle them? I've always learned, and taking your deep breaths, you got to have your oxygen going to calm your nerves. So just those deep breaths, and it really does work. And I always do a little prayer meditation, take some deep breaths, and I go. And once I start filming, they're gone. It's just I'm in another world,
Yeah,
and I
get
love
locked
it.
in with, and then
Mhm.
all you see is you and your scene partner.
Yeah, don't even see the camera. You're just locked in. That's right. Yep.
That's a good question, Dutch. Thank you,
It is
sir.
a good
Thank you.
question.
Anybody else has a question for our guest? Come on now, come correct. I know you guys have some questions. Uh, 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 yeah, you're gonna have to. Are you gonna post some pictures on your social media from your red carpet?
Yes, I am. Yes, I'm so excited. My mom's been helping me. We spent a couple of weeks getting everything ready for what to wear, the whole nine.
What designer will you be wearing this year?
Well, it's just a dress from Dillard's. I don't know. I
That's
actually had a fitting at
everybody. Everybody asks that of the red carpet. So what are you wearing? What are you wearing? I'm like,
I guess I better find out.
yeah, it could be a.
I'm weird. Oh, I had a very exciting thing happen yesterday. So my husband went to do some updating with my wedding ring, and at Robert Irwin's Jewelers, was they told me I had to mention them at the red carpet if I did what they offered. They offered me some $13,000 diamond earrings to wear with my gown, right,
Wow,
Saturday night, to loan me out.
right.
I was scared. They're like, well, you have to add them to your homeowner's insurance so that if you lose them, they'll be covered and da da da. And I said, I don't trust myself well enough for that, but thank you so much. So, but I thought that was really nice, and I appreciated Irwin's
But
Jewelers
you can
doing that.
still, you just mentioned them too, so that's really what they got. Robert Irwin's Jewelry. So that was that what the
Yes,
store's called?
yes. And it was
Robert
actually the
Irwin's
owner.
Jewelry. Thank you so
Yes,
much
there's.
for that. So now you can show them the interview and say, "Hey, we shouted you out."
Yay! That's right, because I thought that was pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like real Hollywood right there. Um, I like it. I like it. Yeah,
Yeah, I was surprised.
imagine losing them. Yeah, I would just like be sick to my
Oh,
stomach.
oh, me too. I couldn't. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I
All
wanted
right,
to.
boys
They were
and
so
girls.
beautiful.
All right, boys and girls. So, due to the nature of Hollywood being Hollywood and what it is, so this is our last show of the week. We were supposed to have our guest tomorrow. August Kiss was supposed to be here tomorrow, but we had to move it back. So, this will be our last show of the week. Real quick, I will let you know what's coming up next week because it's all about next week. It's every week's all about that. So next Monday, we are talking to with actress Katie Grams will be here with us. On the 14th, we have actress Susan K. Chambers will be with us at 8 o'clock. She's an actress based out of Atlanta. She'll be with us. On the 15th, we have two shows. At 2 p.m. special time, we're heading across the pond to the UK, and we're going to be talking to actress and director Mina Hatri. I always get their name wrong. She is. We'll be talking about her short film Aliens versus Gothic hippies. And then we'll be talking to makeup artist Bree Hill at 8 o'clock here on the regular time. On the 16th, we have novelist Jessica P. Tuck will be here with us on the 16th at 8 p.m. On the 17th, we have cosplayer Vale will be here with us. Have you ever seen a cosplayer yet? I have to show you who she is. It's incredible. I'm just like blown away. Now I have to go. Now I want to go ahead and find some more cosplayers because it's insane.
Yeah.
They're it's just incredibly gifted. Um,
Wow.
and then she'll be here on St. Patrick's Day at 8 o'clock. And then on the 18th, we have Annika Foster will be here. Actress Annika Foster will be here on Saturday afternoon, an early matinee show at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific. So that will be all next week here on Eight Questions With. Thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate it. I wouldn't be here without you. And we will see you. We will see you next. We'll see you next Monday. Um, and yes, thank you for coming on to the show, Carol Lynn.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you for
you.
every
Oh,
this
thank
week.
you.
for everything for this whole week. Yeah, you saved my bacon. So yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Thanks.
Everybody else, like again, thank you so much. Stay right where you at, Carol, and everybody else. I'm going to say good night. Thank you so much,
Bye.
and we will see you. We'll see you next Monday. Talk to you soon. Peace.
Yeah.